All right, great. All right, so our keynote speaker, Senator Scott Dibble. Senator Dibble was the first openly gay man to run for and be elected to the Minnesota legislature without previously having held a seat. Woo! He was instrumental in legalizing same-sex marriage in Minnesota. He also authored the anti-bullying law that protects children and helped inspire a new generation of leaders to run for office, including Jake Ross down at SD33. I worked a lot with Jake last cycle. Today, Senator Dibble continues to lead in the Minnesota Senate on human rights, transportation and transit, energy efficiency, the environment, housing, and economic development. There you go. Thank you very much for coming here.
Thanks, Dan. Well, it'll be down in just a second here. Well, thank you all very much for inviting me to be up here with you today. It's a beautiful evening, and here we're going to have a nice run of beautiful weather for the state fair, so I'm super excited about that. I wrote a whole entire speech for everyone here, so I'm really excited to be here. First of all, I just wanted to start off by saying thank you so much. It's just incredible to be in a gathering of Democrats, and it's so important right now that people are showing up, because this is how we do it. So we form relationships, yes, applaud yourselves. Showing up is absolutely how we do it. We form friendships, we make commitments to each other, and we make this work enjoyable and joyful. I wouldn't lie, we've heard a little bit about it already. We are not living in the easiest of times. Across our state, here in Chisago and Isanti and Cambridge counties, too many families are struggling to get by. Wages aren't keeping up with the cost of living. People can't find affordable childcare. Farmers are squeezed by high costs and an unfair market. Young people are wondering if they'll be able to stay in their community. Parents are working 2, sometimes 3 jobs. People, and especially young people, are buried under debt. And across all kinds of communities, my own included, people are watching opportunities slip away while corporations and the wealthy take more and more. You heard about the big, hideous bill? That's what that's about. And on top of these economic struggles, we're witnessing relentless attacks on the very foundation of our democracy. Donald Trump and the far right are not content with just simply governing poorly, like we heard so well from Joe, but they are working to dismantle the rule of law, to undermine elections, to strip away basic civil and human rights using fear, division, and lies of tools of power, because they want us hopeless, they want us angry at each other. Instead of holding them accountable, they want us exhausted, so we stop showing up. But look, you're here, you're showing up. And here's the good news, and I mean this quite sincerely. We have been through dark times before. And every single time, people have stood up, have organized, and have refused to engage in despair and have moved forward. So just think for a minute about our history. Just even right here in Minnesota, working people fought for the 8-hour day, for safe workplaces, for pensions, for weekends, and they won, not because the bosses suddenly had a change of heart, but because people organized into unions and demanded fairness. Farmers in rural communities came together in Minnesota to demand that railroads and banks treat them fairly, and they built a movement that reshaped our politics for generations to come. We did that here in Minnesota. The civil rights movement faced down violence and brutality, and through courage, determination, and an unshakable belief in justice, they tore down Jim Crow and expanded democracy. Every single advance in justice and opportunity, whether we're talking about Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, voting rights, marriage equality, protections for workers, civil rights, environmental safeguards, all of it came because people like us refused to quit. And that's the lesson we must carry with us now. Hope is not naive, and it is not passive. Hope is a strategy. It is the decision to act in the face of fear. It is the decision to organize instead of retreat. It is the decision to say, yes, the road is hard, but the fight is worth it. Love, too, is not just a sentiment, it's not a feeling, it's a force for change. Love means we do not leave people behind. Love means we fight for families we may never meet, for children yet to be born, for communities that have been ignored or pushed aside. Love is bold, love is disruptive, and love insists that every person matters. And here's what gives me hope. Minnesotans are living all of this out every single day. The neighbors are hungry, people step up to stock food shelves and serve meals. When storms hit, Minnesotans grab their shovels and chainsaws and help clean up. I love this, I wrote this before I knew what I was going to hear about tonight. When schools or libraries are under attack, parents and teachers organize to defend them. Yes, all of you that we've been hearing about tonight, just incredible. When people are struggling, when our institutions are struggling, good people form community and rally around them. That is the spirit of Minnesota, and that is the heartbeat of democracy. And that is the spirit we need to fight the fights that are ahead of us. Make no mistake, we heard about it tonight, the right wing is showing up and they're at school board meetings, pushing censorship and division, banning books. They're at the polls trying to elect right-wing extremists who don't believe in democracy. I'll say it again. They do not believe in democracy. They're in legislatures across the country writing laws to take away our freedoms. They're watching what's happening down in Texas. State representative is being held prisoner in the chamber. It is abominable. We cannot afford to sit on the sidelines, and policy is not just something that happens to us, it's something we shape with our voices, our votes, our organizing, and our power. That means we keep showing up, not just in presidential elections, but in every election, every year, at every level. It means supporting candidates who share our values. It means holding even our friends accountable to the vision of justice and opportunity we believe in. And it means lifting up new leaders. So one of my goals here is to find someone to run for the Senate in SD 29 here. So we're already having some conversations. And let me just say, as an aside, please run. And if you run, I guarantee you are going to walk into an incredible embrace of a loving Senate DFL caucus and a staff who will uphold you and support you and help you and make it fun and show you the ropes, and it'll be an incredible experience. And you know what? You just might win, because I think we're going to have a good year next year. All right. So talk to me before we go. I already have some folks out there kind of nosing around, thinking about running or thinking about recruiting one of you to run. So let's talk afterwards. So we need to lift up new leaders, young people, not so young people, working people, people from every corner of our communities, and give them a chance to lead. I believe with all my heart that the future belongs to us if we claim it. The forces of hate and greed are very strong, but they are not stronger than the millions of people acting with courage and determination. They are not stronger than the farmers, the teachers, the nurses, the students, the small business owners, the union members, the retirees, the activists who believe that this country can live up to its promise. They are not stronger than love. So let us renew our commitment here today. Let us fight smart, speak out, knock on doors, write letters, have the hard conversations with our neighbors. We had Indivisible, League of Women Voters, we have a referendum. I mean, so much happening. It's just incredible what's happening up here. Let's sing together, dance together, read together. Remember that joy is a part of the resistance. Because in the end, despair is how they win. But hope, active organizing, fighting hope, is how we win. I believe in Minnesota, I believe in you, I believe in all of us, and when we stand together, there is nothing we cannot do. So, let's go forward with courage, let's go forward with hope, and let's go forward determined to make history again. Thank you very much. Appreciate you having the opportunity.
Well, thank you so much. All right, that kind of concludes our speakers. I'm just going to try and wrap this up just a little bit because we heard a lot tonight about how different ways you can be involved in nonpartisan or partisan. You know, the bottom line here is that we need to get very good people like Scott Dibble elected to execute our values in politics. Politics is about power, right? We get to exert the power when we get good people elected. We need to do that. It's why the DFL is so important. It's why I'm part of the DFL, to get good people elected. All right, so we do all of these other things because they're important to our communities, they're important for service, but the bottom line is we need to get good people elected. Thank you all so much for coming tonight. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.